Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome back to my channel and this very random video of just me cooking random stuff. Mainly this giant amount of kale that actually isn't even going to be cooked because this is for a salad, so never mind. But anyway, yeah, there's really no theme to this video. It's just a few recipes that I have made this week that I wanted to share with you because they were super tasty and of course, as always, completely plant-based and vegan friendly. So here we go. We're starting off with this Caesar salad inspired kale tahini thing, which is just me basically cutting up, or I should say ripping off a bunch of kale, and then what I didn't use in my salad, I then just stored in a little plastic baggie so it stayed fresh for longer. I added some quinoa to my kale. Nothing fancy with this quinoa. It's not seasoned at all. I highly recommend seasoning it if you're not lazy like me because that makes it taste even tastier. But for this, I didn't feel like it was necessary since there's going to be a dressing going on top of it anyway. But yeah, just mixed in my quinoa with my kale, added some air fried chickpeas. I made these so crispy that they kind of acted as a crouton. And then since it is fall after all, I decided to add some craisins, not traditional at all, but you know, why not? And then for my tahini Caesar dressing, I did some tahini, of course, some apple cider vinegar, some Dijon mustard, salt, of course, some red pepper flakes because I like things spicy. And then I also did some, what else did I did? What else did I do? Garlic, of course, and then some olive oil just to thin it out a bit, as well as a bunch of nutritional yeast. This due to your preference. I love nutritional yeast, so I added a whole bunch, and then I added enough water to get it to a dressing consistency, and then I just topped my salad with it. I took a super simple approach with it. Obviously, you could add so many more things to the salad. Any form of protein that you wish, whether that's tofu, beans, seitan, whatever, any meat alternative. Almonds, I like to add for texture too sometimes, and I probably would have added it, but I didn't remember. I almost added broccoli. I just kind of was like a little bit lazy and decided to make it just a super simple version of this. And honestly, it really hit the spot. It's perfect for meal prep. It's perfect for entertaining. It's really good after like eating a bunch of like greasy foods and indulgent foods over the holidays. Just really nice, friendly meal. So anyway, we're on to this next one where it's not quite as healthy. It's these air fryer oyster mushrooms that are supposed to mimic fried chicken. So I just have some oyster mushrooms that we're marinating in vegan buttermilk, which is just almond milk with some lemon juice that I let curdle so it thickens like a buttermilk. And then I put my oyster mushrooms in there. And then I also, after those marinated in the buttermilk for 10 minutes, just did like a double coating of the vegan buttermilk and then a flour mixture that was seasoned with smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and then yeah, coated my oyster mushrooms. It's like crazy how much these actually look like real chicken, like even without putting them in the air fryer or anything and leaving them completely uncooked, it already starts to look like chicken. It's super interesting. Highly recommend this. It's actually very weeknight friendly. It kind of like seems like it would be a whole process, but like once you do the coating, that's really it. Then it goes in the air fryer from anywhere from like 7 to 15 minutes, and I made a sandwich with it and it was so tasty. And then yeah, we're moving quick. We're on to the next one already, and it is soup season, my friends. So we are making soup, specifically zuppa soup. Can't say it. Zuppa toscana, which is kind of like a soup I've never had, to be quite frank. So I don't actually know if I did a good job making it. I followed this recipe from running on Real Foods blog for a vegan zuppa toscana, and I followed her recipe pretty exactly, and it turned out fantastic. So I will link that down below. It's the only one I've ever had. It's the best one I've ever had. I would say it's almost like the best soup I've ever had in general. I'm just a huge fan of this recipe and huge fan of how affordable, convenient, and just pure deliciousness of it all. It is just some onions, some seasoning, some potatoes, and then at the end we do some kale and I did white beans, but yeah, you could do any form of protein that you really want. It's traditional to do sausage, but I don't really like need that, to be honest. Like, to me that wasn't a flavor I wanted, and I didn't even have any vegan sausage on hand, so I was not missing it. But yeah, I really enjoyed making the soup. I thought it was super interesting that to get it to this like creamy consistency, you don't really, in this recipe particularly, she didn't have me blending the soup after, which is what I normally do. But instead, after I had my sauteed onions and garlic, all translucent and smelling super aromatic, that's actually when she told me in the recipe. I'm acting like she told me, like she was on the phone with me. But that's when the recipe said to add flour, add your vegetable broth, or that's my cat, sorry. Add your broth, and then that's when you blend. I thought that was super interesting and something I've never done before. Like blending before the soup even started to cook. For my broth, I just did better than bouillon vegetable broth because I would have done like a no chicken broth, but I didn't have it. But yeah, here's me using my immersion blender to blend before like the potatoes were even added, before the soup had even come to a simmer. And yeah, you can see already it's just getting this most beautiful, luxurious color. And I think like the flour that you add just thickens it up beautifully already. And then because you're blending the onions and the garlic, the broth just gets infused with that flavor. And then that all goes into the potatoes while the potatoes cook in it. And then you add a can of coconut milk at the end to even double down on the creaminess. And you don't taste the coconut at all. All you taste is pure garlicky, oniony deliciousness. And I could not say more good things about this recipe. This last meal I wanted to show you guys were these green Thai curry udon noodles that kind of just formed because I had a bunch of random things in my fridge I had to get rid of. So I started off by sauteing some garlic and ginger and some olive oil. Then I added some bok choy and some already cooked potatoes I had lying around in my fridge. I also had half a can of coconut milk and some very old Thai green curry paste. So I added that into my pan as well and let the veggie saute in the pan while my udon noodles cooked, and then added my udon noodles and mixed it all up. This is something that, yeah, if my potatoes weren't already cooked, probably would have taken much longer. So it's a really good use of like already cooked veggies to just be able to add it into this like very, very quick curry dish like this. As well as usually the curries I make, you need a whole can of coconut milk. So this was also a really good use of only having half a can of coconut milk. But yeah, really happy how this turned out. It was super delicious and interesting to make and eat. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this recipe as well as all the recipes in this video. I love putting these videos out there and hopefully providing you guys some meal spo. But yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe, give the thumbs up, all that stuff, and I'll see you next time, my friends. Bye.